The Courage Coach is on. We're about to go in. We're going to talk about these choices. You know my man E40 from the Bay. Now, those you don't know, I came from the Bay Area, Pittsburgh, California to be exact. And one of our Bay boys, hip-hop artist extraordinaire, businessman, entrepreneur, E40, Arthur Fonseca. He did a song called Choices. Everybody's got choices. So we're going to talk about that tonight, these choices. This conversation about choices. Now, brothers and sisters, I'll tell you right now, I hear a lot. I've been doing personal coaching, personal development, life coaching, all that stuff for many, many years. 20 years, full-time speaker, trainer. I've went all over the place, traveled, talked to a lot of powerful people, just had a great time, great lifestyle. It was amazing. I loved it. Didn't like to travel so much as it got a little later on in the journey, but I enjoyed doing what it is that I do. And so one thing I found over the years is that people came in to coaching or came into maybe a workshop, seminar, environment with a lot of disempowered thoughts. And I'll tell you this right now. One of my mentors many, many years ago was talking about a process that we all sometimes go through. And one of those processes comes out of the Bible. Now, some of you might be familiar with the Bible, right? The whole Adam and Eve story. And I don't want you to deal with this literally. I want you to just look at the science behind what's being said. And one of my mentors said this. He said, anytime now this is me paraphrasing, anytime we do something that's incorrect, improper, and whatnot, there's some steps that we usually take as a result of that. Especially when the light comes on, the truth is made manifest, right? And the first thing we do is we cover, right? We cover. Then the second step is we hide. So cover first, hide second. Then the third step is to blame somebody else. If you go back and look at the Bible in Genesis, that's exactly what happened with the Adam and Eve story. Now, I'm not talking about literal, just deal with the concept here. The first step is when you're being found out, you cover, then you hide, then you blame somebody else, right? So, now, fast forward. In my life and all the coaching I've done, I've realized that most times when I'm doing a coaching session, one of the things they end up doing is they try to hide or shield or cover up those areas that they don't want me to know about. Now, what I found is that people will generally try to hide the real stuff. Now, I'll tell you this right now. When I'm usually talking with people, I tell my wife this all the time. I hear what they're saying, but I don't listen to what most people say. What I listen for is the stuff you're not saying. I listen for the pieces and the gaps and the stuff you're leaving out of the conversation. This is what coaching does. It allows me to listen to the minutia of what you're saying, but more importantly, what you're leaving out. Because usually in order to hide something, you have to omit bits and pieces of information. It's a cold game. It's a cold game, right? Leave out bits and pieces of information. We're talking about choices now. Watch. So when we're talking about coaching and we're going through the whole process and I'm talking to somebody, usually they want to skate around what's really going on, what really needs to be talked about. You want to hide, cover. So we'll talk about some ethereal stuff, all kind of stuff around, hey, I've really been trying to get my business off the ground, and I've really been trying to this and that, and blah, 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 blah. And really, I hear that. I hear it. I'm not listening to it, but I hear it. But really underneath all that, what you're trying to do and trying to get done is the real issue. The stuff that you're hiding underneath. What you don't want to talk about. See, what we got to do in our lives, brothers and sisters, we got to muster up the courage to actually talk about the stuff we don't want nobody to know about, don't want nobody to talk about. Please don't bring that up. That's a dark place in my life. That's a place that I just really want to go back over, right? Hence the reason why you want to walk back through the timeline, right? Well, somebody that's qualified to help you with that, and I ain't finna get off into none of that right there. So any y'all thinking that, don't even go there with me, right? But it's the things you can walk somebody back through and say, oh man, you know what? Let me go ahead and go at that. Let me go ahead and get at that right now. I can't keep avoiding it. I need to talk about that. See, brothers and sisters, the backstory is important. the stuff that happened is actually showing up right now. Right now, we're living not in now. We're living in the results of past decisions, choices we made. Everybody got choices. This D40 right there, right? So why did you come up with this topic, Brother Rodney Asaad Muhammad? Why choices? What is this about choices? The problem for most of us is that we don't want to choose. I've heard people doing coaching sessions, him and haw and skate around it and whatnot. And I'll give you an example right now. I'll give you a quick example. One of my good friends, I've known him since we were little bit people. Jerry D. Rhino Clark. And one of our boys, Jerry Clark, I was at his house. He had a property, a lake house in Texas somewhere, and we paid him a large sum of money and do some coaching. And at one point during the session, Jerry says to me, he asked me a question, Rodney, what's your niche? Who's your target audience? You know, as a speaker, as a trainer, what's your target? And I went and I hemmed and hawed. I said, well, you know, I want like people in business. And Jerry smiled and laughed. He said, okay. He says, so like everybody that's in business on the planet, that's your niche, that's your target? I said, well, you know, like business professionals that do business, you know, and so he's kind of smiling and going, okay. So wait, so like, but Rodney, okay, let me ask you this. But who specifically is your target? Like, who's your specific target audience? I said, well, you know, like adults in business, you know, professional business, but like parents and business people and with teachers and children. He said, Rodney, there's a lot of people doing business across the planet, man, and a lot of people who are parents, you know, with children, you know, have children and whatnot. He said, but really, who specifically are you targeting? So I went again with the whole, but you know, see, I'm trying to like teach parents with children, and I'm with her, and he started smiling. He says, I understand. He says, I understand. Oh, he said, keep going. I understand. No, Rodney, no, keep going. I understand. He's laughing, he's smiling, he nodded his head like this. He goes, I understand. He goes, oh, keep going. I understand. And he leaned forward. He said, keep going. I understand. I understand. Keep going. I understand. And I'm trying to do, and at some point I get offended. Because he's doing this thing, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, dude, what is you doing? Now, you know, I got some skills, so I know I can take him. So I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, man, this can go sideways real quick. Right? That's me, courage coach. So I'm like, okay. He says, you know what, Rodney, don't worry about it. We'll come back to you if we can later. And at this point, I'm like, what? Did he just like diss me like that? And so we went on to other people in the room. You know, there's only 4 of us in the room. And so the next, he didn't come back to me. The next day, we, you know, I get up before everybody else, because that's just how I get down. I'm not going to let nobody in the environment beat me up, or I'm not going to bed before everybody else is laid out. That's just how I get down, right? So I don't let my wife beat me up, and I'm darn sure not going to go to sleep before she do, right? In most cases, 99% of the time. And so, here's the thing. That next morning, I'm out just out looking over the lake and just kind of just chilling, getting some mind centered and whatnot. And then we roll to the Starbucks. I very like Starbucks. He want to get his, you know, his chicken iced tea, proper mocha latte, whatever thing. You know, I don't know nothing about that. Now, in the car, I say this to Jerry. I said, Jerry, you know, what you said last night really hurt my feelings. And Jerry said this to me. He laughed. He said, he said, what is it about what I said caused you to believe that I hurt your feelings? I don't know if you all caught that. He said, what is it about what I said caused you to believe that I hurt your feelings? I said, you know, you were trying to get me to choose, and I didn't want to choose. And I was trying to skate around having to choose. He said, you caught that? I said, yeah. He said, man, Rodney, you'd be amazed how many people don't catch that. He said, if you wanted to hold on to your limitations, man, I was going to let you. He said, I wasn't going to fight you for your limitations. And I realized a very valuable point at that moment. That in my inability to choose, my lack of desire to choose, I was in this middle place, this kind of floaty place, where if I failed, I had a fallback plan, right? Because my target wasn't specific. It wasn't identifiable. It was this ethereal, spooky kind of mysterious, thing I was targeting, which gave me room to fail. So if I fail, I could say, well, I tried. I went after it. No, you didn't. You gave yourself fail room. That's what I call it. You give yourself fail room. Anytime we are not laser focused and choosing, I'm going to do this, and actually say it to somebody so they can hold us accountable. You said you were going to do A. What's up with A? So now when you start hemming and hawing, skating around it, the person said, whoa, slow down. What happened? But you said you was going to do A. Well, C came up and I started doing C. Whoa, how you even get to C? What's up with A? Why don't you just do that? See, the reason why most of us won't choose is because we're afraid of being held accountable. You gotta own this stuff. You gotta decide once and for all that, this is what I'm going after. This is what I'm doing. All in. No maybe, kind of roundness, also bad in some of this. It's easy to fail. It's easy to punk out when you got 50 goals on the table. And you saying, well, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and that's why I got the plan, I'm going to do this. And you know how we talk when we doing all that gaming. Most people fall for that. Most people fall for the game you running. Oh, you running game. You know you running game. Because you come with all this lofty goals of ideals, of floatiness, of tomfoolery and foolishness. And at the end of the day, all you doing is you trying to run game on somebody else, so that way you can't be held accountable, so that way at some point years later, when you ain't really amount to nothing, you ain't did nothing, ain't accomplished jack in your life, they can say, well, I thought when you, oh no, I wasn't really going, I wasn't trying to, it was the other thing I was trying to see, and that, I got a little bit of it, but I need whatever verbiage you're going to use after that. Right? This thing keeps kind of pausing, y'all. Right? So, here's the thing. When it comes to choices, we get presented with them all the time. Every day, all day. From the time we wake up, we get presented with a bunch of choices. We get to choose. Are we going to be different? Are we going to be the same? Right? Are we going to go hard in the paint? Are we going to kind of lay back in the cut? Are we going to leave the house? Are we going to stay in the bed? We got choices. Right? A lot of choices. Life is filled with choices. But the results that we live right now, what's going on in our lives right now is the result of our choice. Past stuff. You ain't living your right now. You living your back then. Oh yeah. You not living. None of us are living right now. We living back then. Those of you that follow the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, right? What you're seeing right now is past thoughts. The minister already sent that light. We just catching the projected light that already been shot out. The light travels, right? The whole thing. What you're seeing is what's already happened. You're not even seeing right now. It's a heavy concept. I'm not even going to go. Let my wife build on that. I'll let my wife build on that. So right now, if you don't like your right now, go back to your back then and look at it with a critical look and see how you arrived. That's a mathematical equation. See, those of you that know what I'm about to say, know what I'm about to say. We write history in advance. 25,000 years in advance, right? Because we looked into the thinking of the people. You study it, you look at it, and you gather up all the information, right? And you wrangle a little bit, and there's one that acts as a judge over what's going to go in the book to kind of guide the people based on their thinking. What you thinking right now, what I'm thinking right now, will produce a result. It's going to produce results. It's producing results. Oh yeah. If you don't think that the thoughts you have right now, whether they be empowered or disempowered thoughts, are going to produce a result, just wait. Just wait. So if you don't like your raggedy results, or you loving the great results, then all you got to do is check your thinking. Check what you focusing on right now, what you feed your mind on, what you harboring on, what you just like every day. That's my thought I'm thinking about. But if you think about lack and limitation all day, I ain't got that. You know how hard it is for me to even hear when I talk to some of us and I say, what's going on? What's cracking? What it do? What it be like? What's up? Oh man, same old, same old. What? That just does something to my soul. I'm like, for real? Yikes. Okay, hey. Same old, same old. Oh man, just trying to make it. That's your thought. And you're going to be forever, perpetually just trying to make it, whatever it is. You ain't even identified it yet. That's why you'll never accomplish nothing. Quit living these whack lives, whack existences. I mean, come on. Now, yes, we got stuff we need to go through. We need to get this and that. And coach, why you saying it like that? Because that's just how I get down. I talk to me like that. If I'm got some whack results during my day, I'm like, that's whack. For real, like that's how you get down. You gonna do it like that. That's what it is. But you got to be able to self-coach. Now, here's the thing. One thing coaches have, they have a whistle. They have a whistle. Got a whistle. I got my whistle right here. See, got the black on it. Black, all black, everything. Right? And so, they blow the whistle to alert you to something. The coach usually blows the whistle to get everybody's attention. It's loud. The whistle's loud. It's obnoxious. Right? It's piercing. They blow the whistle when they're referees to stop the play. To let you know, well, hold up. Hold up. Whoa. Let's stop all this right here. When it's like a crazy foul or something, on football, somebody do something real like ridiculous, right? And all the what they blowing with, all the refs is blowing with all over the place, like, well, hold up, and they get to scrapping, and they like whistles going off, like yo, they trying to shut some stuff down. Why you saying this, coach? What's the whistle in your life? Where's the whistle? Who's your whistle that you trying to avoid? Oh yeah. So you need a whistle in your life. You need somebody to call a timeout in your life. You need somebody to say, whoa, slow up, stop the play. You going down the wrong path. You make some fouls here. That's an illegal formation. You offside, man. You across the line. Choices. Everything in our lives that we are experiencing right now is a result of our choices. So what do you want to see later on in your life? What do you want to happen in your future? Since we write history in advance, why aren't you and I writing our lives in advance? Well, you don't think you can do it? There's the problem right there. You don't think you can. You don't think you have the ability to right now, in this moment, say, I'm choosing different. I'm choosing life. I'm choosing prosperity. I'm choosing goodness. I'm choosing wellness. I'm choosing health. Why? Because I deserve that. I desire it. And Brother Mr. Farrakhan says desire feeds the will, the willingness to make it happen. You start to reorganize your cells in your body. Physical reality will change once you finally decide, this is how I'm going to live my life in the future. Now, it gets a little tricky right here, because once you make a choice that this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm fixated on, this is how I'm going to live my life, this is the kind of people I want around me, this is the kind of family I want, whatever it is you got going on or want to have going on, once you make the choice, here's the struggle part. You got to have some patience to wait on it. Now, I'm not talking about wait like in some weak whack, I'm going to sit around and mystery got it up. Nah, that ain't what I mean by that. Wait on it meaning that it's not instantaneous, because we haven't gotten that clear in our minds to where we can say be and it is. It's instantaneously be and it is. Some are a little closer than others. I got it. But you got to have a little patience in your soul to say, right now, I'm living out my past choices. So let me go ahead and grow through this moment. Let me allow this to go ahead and dissipate. This is past stuff. I'm not fazed by it. It's a past choice I made. Let that fizzle out. But right now in my mind, I'm not focused on the fact that this is happening. I'm focused on what I want to be happening in my life. See, if you spend so much time focusing on what is happening, you're gonna mess up your tomorrow, because you're so fixated on the right now. Your right now ain't right now, it's back. I keep telling you, it's back then. It's a past choice that finally caught up with us. Ooh. I'm talking to you, coach. Oh, I had some family situations that kicked up last week, right? One of my children decided to express themselves in a very interesting way. Let me say that. And I'm not fazed by it like that because I am the courage coach, right? So I go hard in the paint on any and everybody. It really don't matter to me like that. If I think it's the right thing at that moment, the right thing to say. Now, I might have to apologize for some stuff later on. I might have to apologize later on for some stuff, but I won't be accused of being inauthentic, fake, or phony. All right? I'm going to be authentically me. Now, I got fixing to do. I got some fixing. Don't get twisted. I got some fixing to do, or plenty of fixing to do. But I won't be accused of being inauthentic. All right? All right? That's where I come. All right? And so, one of my children decided to go kind of, living it. She's really working through somebody else's valence. She is somebody else's valence, and I get it. I understand what's going on psychologically. I get it, right? But the reality is that response is the result of previous choices. And a lot of people's part, we're talking about self, right? We dealing with self. It's a past choice that I made that ultimately, mathematically, right, a series of mathematical events culminated to that moment. Now I can blame the child. I can blame other people, other parents and grandparents, cousins, uncles, and auntie them, and my mom and them, and all that. I can blame a whole bunch of people. I'm blaming this to so fault, right? But if I undo the cover, hide, blame somebody else game, right? I've talked about that at the beginning, and strip it all back. I say, wait a minute. This is a result of a choice I made. Like it or not, love it or not, good or bad, up or down. It was a choice I made that ultimately resulted in that response from my child. Now, the child has every right to feel what they feel, even being in somebody else's valence. That's something that you have to work through, you go through. Because I understand, biblically, when I was a child, I spoke to the child, thought as a child, I did what children did. But at some point, when we have enough data, right? Enough data in our lives, and we go, oh, that's what happened. Y'all go back to Moses traveling with the wise man. If you don't have a comprehensive knowledge, you can't judge a thing. Choices. Now, here's the last couple points we'll make on this, y'all. In the Bible, it talks about this. I wrote this down. In Revelation 3:16, Revelation 3:16, 3:15, 3:16, right? It talks about God saying, I know your works, right? Now, this is deep. It says, I know your works, your results. Flip it up now, y'all. This is the Sheer House translation, right? I know your works. And let me read it. It says, you are neither hot nor cold. It says, it is better to be cold or hot. Now, here's the verse, number 16. It says, so be, wait, what is that? Oh, hold on. Be careful, or be cautious because you're lukewarm, right? You're lukewarm, and neither hot nor cold. You're lukewarm. Most of us are lukewarm in our lives. You're not hot nor cold. And it says this. It says, I will spit you out of my mouth because we are lukewarm. Now, where are you going with that? Watch this. Look, you can't play the middle. You got to pick a side in your life. You got to pick a side. Do you want to be broke? Or do you not want to be? Do you want to be wealthy? Do you want to be the complainer? Or do you want to be the person that's, praise God, oh man, alhamdulillah for everything? Do you want to be the angry, mad, person? That's the person you want. That's a choice you make. Or do you want to be the person that people trying to figure out, why are you so happy all the time? Do you want to? Come on, y'all. You feel where I'm going with this, right? Who do you want to be? What choice are you making right now? What's the choice you've made for your tomorrow? Tonight, some of y'all are already ate. You made a choice. Okay, let me throw this back real quick. Brother Minister Farr, see, I gotta come with the minister because that's pretty much all I know, right? After 30 years of this thing, that's pretty much all I know, right? Now here's the thing, right? Now check it out, watch. The minister was talking to us one time, and it's not secret squirrel information, so don't nobody get off funny style, right? Vince talked to us one time about one of his sons talking to him about food choice he had made, right? Food choice he had made and he liked and enjoyed, whatnot. And the minister was talking about it and says one of his sons, I don't remember which one, and he asked him about when we make those kind of choices, is it that we don't value the message and the messenger who brought us that message? And the minister said these words, this paraphrase, right? He said, it's not that we don't value the message or the messenger. It's just that moment we are choosing death instead of life. And when the minister said that, I went, kaboom! Kaboom! Wait. It's not that we don't value the message or the messenger. No, that's what I'm saying. I ain't got a problem with the entourage. I'm not a problem. The minister, I ain't got a problem. No, not at all. I'm not saying that. I ain't got a problem at all. It's just at that moment when I made that choice, I was choosing death instead of life. Whew. He said, don't make us bad people. Don't make you a bad person. It just means at that moment, you choosing death instead of life. Ooh. Now, if you flip that, brothers and sisters, and apply that to all the stuff we get out and do, right? That video you downloaded, bro. That inbox message you went ahead and replied to, sister. I'm going to go back to E40 again real quick now. Flip it, right? Everybody got choices. Now here's the thing, brothers and sisters. If you know that now, you know that it's all about a series of choices that we're making, right? A series of choices. Why not right now decide to choose what your tomorrow gonna look like? Choose what your tomorrow gonna look like. I wish I had my book in front of me right now. I wrote down many years ago, I had a book of intention book, right? And one of my mentors, and I don't care what you think about it one way or the other, right? Because it don't matter to me like that. But Esther Hicks, right? And talking about the power of intention. Some of y'all familiar with the power of intention. Now, I know it to be real in my life, and I ain't no spooky Muslim by no stretch of the imagination, right? Now, but it's the ask and it shall be given concept that's in the Bible, right? Ask and it shall be given. But one thing Esther Hicks said, she said, our job is to do the asking, and it's the God's job, or universe, she said, job to do the responding. And then only other responsibility we have is to receive the response. But I wrote down in my book, a book of that asking it shall be given book, and I said, I desire to be married to a beautiful Muslim wife, MGT Muslim wife, with blah, blah, blah. And I wrote it down specifically. I said, and I put next to it, I have asked, right? And this is what I asked for. And then I wrote down and it is given. So when it shows up, I'm not surprised because I asked. But I held the intention in my mind of what I desire to see. Now, that's where Sister Talia Renee Muhammad comes up. And then ultimately, even in what I thought was grief. Oh my God, come on y'all. Allah is always on the case. I didn't let go of my intention. I didn't say, God done took my wife and she dead. He must don't love me. Come on, stop that. That ain't how the coach get out. I'm sad. I went through the process. I'm thankful that the minister showed me how to grieve, right? But at the end of it all, brothers and sisters, I knew that in my mind that I wasn't gonna go no other way. I wasn't gonna turn to the world or nothing like that. Well, I'll just go get whatever, No, not the kid, baby. I kept my intention. And Allah showed back up in the person of Sister Tracy Muhammad. Hello, somebody. Choices. Now, you might not know why. It's something recently, I'll say this as I close this out, you all. Recently my wife and I, we really were getting in some real serious conversation. We have talked about over the years that, we wish we had recorded all of our conversations, because we go in on some stuff just heavy, and we'll wrangle with that thing, right? Just try to find the solution, right, on some stuff. And we were just talking about choices and all this, and this is where this came up. And one of our conversations, I was telling her, I said, yes, life is a series of choices, and the results we have now are the results of what we saw in the past. But the trick, of course, is to build our future, decide how we want to live later on. And I was telling her, it's interesting. very interesting, Paul, how we can right now lament over our right now. We can be upset and unhappy about right now. But it's just of no use to dwell in it. Leave it alone. Let it go. You got to let the right now go. Because you're trying to get to your right then. Like that over there, you're trying to get up there. So I'll show you something real quick. I had one of my customers, right? I was getting one of my customers. He was incarcerated. And she's a very powerful artist and whatnot. And so she needed me to come and get her from the prison, right? That she was at. And so I went and got her, boom. And so we rolling away from the prison. I said, what, you want to look back? You want to look back? I can get the rear view adjusted. Or, you look outside. She said, I'm not looking back. I said, I said, you sure you don't want to look back? I can just turn around. We can go back. She said, no, don't you do that. I will jump out the car. I said, are you going to tuck and roll? She said, shoot, you ain't taking me back nowhere. So I'm going that way. I said, that's right. She said, she didn't even want to turn her head left and right. She said, I'm not focused on what was. I'm focused on where I want to be. I'm trying to get to my house, my car, my future. I already chose how my life is going to look like later. So I'm done with all the other stuff that got me where I was. So I already put my thought on what's going to happen. I said, that's the way to look at it. That's the only way you're going to get to it. If you fix your mind on what you want to see. So if your church, your mosque, your community, your whatever ain't what you think, then it's all in here in the thinking of the people. That's a reflection of it. What you see in the community is a reflection of what people think. That's why doing community cleanups, while cute, makes you feel warm and fuzzy. I get it. I know I'm saying something that's going to mess some people up. Oh, Brother Brady said it. But remember, we still out the cave. Don't get that messed up, twisted, or confused. Oh, yeah. It will never work, because guess what's going to happen? When you get that couch cleaned up, that paper picked up, you all out there with everything, and y'all picking it up, and there's some community and all that. You feeling happy because you think you serve in the community. I get it. It's a feel-good session. But guess what's going to happen in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or less? It's going to be dirty again. Why? Because you haven't transformed the thinking of the people. You have to have them see the value in having a clean environment. If you can't transform the thinking of the people, you'll be doing community cleanup till you dead. Hello, somebody. Last point, brothers and sisters. Anytime you want to transform or change your life, if you don't like what's going on right now in your reality, in your life, in your organization, in your whatever, it don't matter. If you upset, you saw this can be better. We need to blah blah blah. We need. Here's what I'm gonna do. Forget the we need to, because I can't control the we. I don't have no control over the we like that. Me need to. Oh, did I just hook you up with something? Me need to. I want everybody right now watching this, listen to it later on. I want you to switch the language up right here, right now, forevermore, henceforth, forevermore. You're going to switch the language up and you're going to say, me need to. Quit throwing the ethereal we, because that takes the responsibility off of me to do my part, to do what I can. And like the minister said to that young brother up in Berkeley, be that which you are looking for. Hello, somebody. I was the curse. Did I blow the whistle? I think I blew the whistle in somebody's life right there. That was a whistle moment. That was a whistle moment right there for somebody. Me need to do this. So how about this? Why don't I start by making sure my yard is immaculate? See, it's something about making sure where you had it so immaculate. A place I lived years ago, it was dirty. I moved to the hood. It don't matter to me like that, right? Because I'm not caught up in things. I don't care anymore in my life about things. And so anyway, I would always sweep up and blow, the area and keep it all nice and pick up the paper and lo and behold, after I did that a few times, then I caught one of the neighbors out there sweeping up. I said, hey, what's going on? So, just trying to keep it up. I see you out here. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Let me know if you need, whatever. Because it's something about one person doing something, somebody else say, well, shoot, why our yard look like that? Well, hey, who cut your yard? Oh, I got it's just like $5. We try to do a deal. We team up. He do both our yards because we right next to each other. And we get a discount. We just split it up. Oh, cool. Next thing you know that, and then other people see they, yo, hey, wait, how y'all got your yards looking so? See, it's a trickle effect. But you ain't gonna do it if you don't change the thinking of the people. They gotta see the benefits of transformation. Self-improvement is the basis of community development, community growth. But it all begins and ends up here in the choices we make. Every single second of our lives. It's all about choices. I've made some choices in my life, and I got empowered results, and I've gotten some disempowered results. I don't say good and bad because good and bad terms are they don't even apply to stuff. It's either an empowering choice or a disempowering choice. It's either going to bring you closer to what you want to attain, or it's going to take you further away from it. Every moment, every second, we got to decide, is this choice the most empowering choice I can make, or is it a disempowered choice? So yeah, you could cuss out the person rolled down. No, you could do that, and you can feel good. You could pop bad. I make choices all the time on whether I'm gonna lay somebody down or not. I make choices all the time. But I think to myself, I say, well, let me futurecast. Let me futurecast. How is this choice right now going to affect the later over there then? Mathematically, I don't see how that plays out in my favor. I don't think anybody benefits from this choice. This is not going to edify anybody. It's not going to lift anybody up. It may be the right feeling, and at the moment, you say, oh, this is probably the best choice. I'm going to knock this. I'm going to put your teeth in the back of your skull right now. Lay you down. If you wake up, you're going to wake up dead. What? You will make that choice? Well, you better run the whole scenario out. Because that choice right there might end you up someplace you want to be, don't want to be. Now, I'll give you this last thing about my life. Many, many years ago, I got an F. All right, I got an F. I was 19, I got an F, y'all. I got an F. One of my running buddies, man, is my boy, right? Brian Timms. That was my boy, Brian, my boy, right? And so Brian stayed in trouble. And my mama didn't really like Brian. So Brian come out of the house, and then Brian, my mama was like, I don't know about that boy. Something about him, I don't like. And I don't know, something ain't right with him. Oh, mama, that's my friend. You don't like my friend. You don't like my friend, mom. Right? And so anyway, Brian, so the first time I ever got in trouble, like really like got in trouble, guess who I was with, y'all? I was with Brian. We were spray painting on the wall. That was back when I was a Taekwondo, and I was known as Cobra Sidekick. Is that a mean sidekick, right? So I was spray painting the Cobra on the wall. I was tagging it, because I'm hip-hop all the way through, right? Breaking, beatboxing, rapping, right? Entrepreneur, and then, and graffiti art, right? I got the elements right there, right? So I'm tagging it up on the wall. Not knowing 5-0 is watching us. Man. So 5-0 light us up. Oh, we roll up. Now B was like, yo, man, we can run. Because our boy lived right over the wall, and we was like, we can run. I said, man, I can't leave my brother. Like, my mama gonna kill me. All right, just to be cool. So ultimately, they took us to the police station. I lied about where I lived. I said I lived at my man Rodney Brown's house. I figured my name Rodney, his name Rodney. This might work. Rodney, this is gonna work. So I tell him that, and we pulled up to the house, and I'm walking the bike up, and then I get to the door, knock on the door with 5-0 dude, and then guess who came to the door? Rodney and his mama. Yikes. So the officer says, ma'am, it's your son. He said, Rodney, it's your son. He said, no, this is my son right here. My man Ron is like, I'm like, all right. So he said, all right, oh, sorry, man, to disturb you, but he said, all right, Norm, where do you really live? I said, across the street. That wasn't true either, right? I said, across the street. So I figured, okay, we walk across the street. I'm going to make a break for it. But get this, I'm out. Boom. So I'm booking, right? I got the bike, I'm running. This dude's catching up. I'm like, oh, snap. I drop the bike, I'm trucking. I'm gone. I peel out, boom, boom. Then, so I was hiding. These white dudes saw me. It was nighttime. And they was like, dude, what's up? I was like, he said, you running from the police? I was like, yeah. He said, cool. What? He was like, cool. This is crazy. Y'all not believing this, I know, right? And so anyway, he hit me, and then they drove me to the house, and then dropped me off. Now I gotta figure. I'm trying to work out the lie on what I'm gonna tell my mama, because my brother bike is missing now. So I'm coming. I'm like working. My brain is working. I'm an artist, y'all. I was producing music at that time. Had 5 artists. Right, 7 artists, major label deals going on. It was crazy, right? But I was just out there doing shenanigans. Anyway, right? So I'm like thinking, like, what did I want to tell mom? I'm gonna work. I can do this. I can do this. I'm creative. I can do this. And then I hear the knock on the door. Now, anybody been running streets, you know what the knock sound like. You know the knock. You know, like family coming by the knock, and you know 5-0 knock. They hit the door, boom, 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 that knock, and I was like, oh snap. I'm like, oh, it's 5-0. And so they came to the door like, what is that? Your son, blah, blah, blah. What? I did with my mom. What you doing? I'm like, oh no. And so they like hooked me up with the bracelet and took me down to juvenile hall. Whatever, it turned out whatever. Okay, fine. Fast forward a couple years. Then next time, guess what? Next time I got in trouble, guess who I was with? Ryan. And here's the thing, y'all. I'm going somewhere with this real quick story. Watch this. And so I worked in a town. I was assistant manager of this place in this town next door to where I live. And it was, you know, there's some people, you know, it was during a time in the 80s when there's certain towns that we knew, depending on how fearless you were, you'd not to be in at night. Now, we didn't care like that because that's how we got down. I was the wishing cat would roll up on me dude, right? And so I didn't care like that. So, but I wasn't finna be like one of my boys used to get chased home by a truck full of Caucasians. He would have to run through fields and try to get home because they calling him nigger and running. I was like, I'm not running. First of all, I don't like jogging and I don't like running. My C. Joe Sabir Muhammad, brother Steve, he know I don't like running. I ain't never like running. That's why I learned how to fight, because I don't like running. It's a courage, y'all. Watch this now, watch. So I know I'm not going to be running from nobody. I'm good. We're going to deal with it right then and there and keep it moving, but I'm not going to like trot it out or none of that foolishness. Watch this now. So I'm like, you know, back then, y'all. So I'm like, I got flamethrowers and whatnot, because I'm not going to get chased home at night by nobody. You roll up on me, it's going to be a problem. Now, my boy B, doing some shenanigans, got out of jail, whatever, he saw me, oh, wow, what's up, what's up, man, you got out, oh, cool, man, what? So we end up, whatever, we at the bus stop on our way to the west side where we live, right? And so we sitting there, and one of our boys who was in jail at the time, his sister by marriage was sitting next to us. She had like a little boyfriend or whatever, and me and her had tried to talk, whatever. It's fast forward story, I ain't trying to get in there. Anyway, we all just cracking jokes or whatever. So we get on the bus. I mean, they getting ready to get on the bus. They catching a different bus. So we say, hey, Christina, tell Greg, if Greg calls, tell him we're going to come out of the house a little later, and so he can call and we can talk to him, because Greg, you know, the brother, and he was in jail at the time. And so, watch now. And so the dude she was with, he say, ain't going to be nobody calling. We looking at each other. Me and my boy B looking at you like, dude, get on the bus. He said again, ain't nobody calling. Like, dude, just quit talking and get on the bus, man. This ain't got nothing to do with you. And so he still said he wolf whooping. And we will buy wolf tickets. Well, that's just how we got out. We will actually purchase every single one of them that you think you're selling. We will buy them up from you. That's just how we got out, right? So watch this now. This dude said he's trying to whoop, but he getting on the bus stand, and my boy B, and so he's back and forth, trying to blah, blah. He said, dude, that's our brother's sister. We will come by. You ain't live as her dad. We know her daddy, the mama, all that stuff. Just get on the bus, dude. And so my boy B tell him, don't get off. Dude, don't just get on the bus. So he's still whoop and talking smack. And then my boy B said, dude, don't get off that bus, man. Do not get off that bus. And so dude, get all on the bus, sit down, and get back up and proceed to get off the bus. Now it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, y'all. We have got a bowling alley behind us, a mall across the street, and it's on a Friday. And it's like, so it's traffic. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Everybody's there, watching everybody. There are people, bus full of people too. 2 buses, as a matter of fact. And so, at some point, dude gets ready to try to get off the bus. My boy B says, I said, this fool gonna get off the bus. I'm sitting there like, dude, get on the bus. Do not get off that bus. So my boy B said, dude, did I say you don't get off? So dude steps down the steps, and my boy standing in the door, right? And then my boy B looked at me. I was like, what are you gonna do about it? So my B steps back, dude steps down, my boy B starts doing him, right? Thumping him up. Okay, fine. My boy B's beating this dude down, right? And then at some point, dude grabs on my man's shirt and rips his shirt. Now my man, Classic the Form, because we was off like that, he rips his shirt off like the Incredible Hulk. He does the Hulk thing. Then he does the Hulk. You know, those of y'all comic book folks, you know how Hulk do the dude. My boy B does the with his shirt off. I'm like losing it like this, dude. It's bananas, right? And then watch. And then, so my like, so he thumps him, he pops him up the head a couple times. Then my boy B says, I'm holding now. My boy says, Rod, get it out. Huh? Rod, get it out. Me, like, I'm knowing right now, I'm knowing in my heart, y'all, this ain't the right choice right now. Like, dude, what is you saying? Rod, come on, man, get it out. I reached and I said, no. I'm thinking to myself, no. Rod, come on, man. That dude standing there trying to figure out what the heck is they talking about. And you know what I did? I reached and I gave my man the weapon. I'm telling this on purpose. It's in the records. Y'all can go pull the records for the court. And my man fires the shot. Bam! I'm like, oh, B. So we did not the blood. They through. Dude takes off. We bow. Yeah. Man. So now we got to figure out how to move. So we move the shake. I'm the fast forward story. Boom, blah, 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 whatever. Ultimately, I get an F for it, right? No, he didn't die. No, we didn't murk him. None of that right there. We had considered it, but it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. He was just some random dude. We didn't even know this dude. We didn't even know him. We just trying to get him for talking slick. Watch this now. We moved and shaked and did what we need to do because this is how we got down. And we both got back to the west side. It was police everywhere. Boy, walked right through it all, right? My boy got home, I got back. He still had what we needed. Okay, cool. He was like, boom. So watch this now. There's a bus full of people. There's so many people saw us. So many people saw us. Now, you know, I pled guilty and took the deal because the public defender was telling me, you know, you got 6, 8, and 12 years. You can do it. You go to jury. Not knowing that everybody was scared. I didn't know everybody. He didn't tell me everybody was scared. Nobody wants to say anything. I rolled up on people that was on the witness list later on that they just saw me passing by and was man out. Not because I'm some bad dude. I ain't trying to even say it like that. Because of a bunch of choices I made. But here's the point. I got an F at 19. And that choice changed my trajectory. Right? There are things that I just won't, the way this society set up, that I just cannot do. I travel for a living. For 20 years, I travel for a living. Do you know that I can't get the clear, like to travel internationally to clear? I can't get that. The TSA pre-check? No. Negative. Now, they'll put me on the pre-check list if I'm like, because I'm frequent flyer, multi-billion miler dude, whatever. Yeah, fine. But to actually get pre-clear, pre-check all the time, they was like negative. Because I got an F at 19. I'm 50. It was a choice. So last thing, the choice we make right now has an effect on our right then. So if you got a problem with your right now, you can go back just on the timeline a little bit to check your back then to see where that choice was and go, that's what the problem was. Even in relationships, I realized the reason why I had them car wrecks in my life because of my choice. It had nothing to do with the other party. They bear whatever responsibility they bear in their own mind. But for me, it was my choice that was the problem, not the people that I was choosing. You do the math on that in your life. Do the math on that in your life. It's not the people. It's the person doing the choosing. That's the problem. Brothers and sisters, I pray that something you heard helped you in your life. This is the Thursday night call to courage. It's gonna get bananas. We're gonna have some people come in. I got one of my boys. I talked to one of my brothers, Brother Ghazi, Hamza Muhammad. We going in on some stuff. Powerful, dynamic speaker, presenter. This brother's boy. You think the Courage Coach is something else? Wait till you hear from my brother. We got a lot of people we're gonna bring on. We're gonna have some impromptu conversation, dialogue about different topics and whatnot. But it's a Thursday night call to courage with the Courage Coach. So hit me up on Facebook. We're going to put it on YouTube. We're going to gloss it up and whatnot. And I'm telling you all, change your choices by changing your mind. Because the choices you make is only going to be as good as the data you're working with. You got bad data, corrupt data. You got some held down sevens in your life. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not even trying to go in there like that. But you know what I mean. I'm trying to speak the language of the bird. Everybody's taking flight in their own direction. I get it. It's okay. Nose of a feather will flop. Yes. But just know that the choice you make is only as good as the decision or the data that you got in your mind. Alright? So if you don't like it, make some new choices. I'm riding Asaad Muhammad, your courage coach. Remember, no matter what else you do in life, you must always remember to cultivate the courage to roar. Peace, y'all. See y'all next week, inshallah.